What if I told you that the absolute fastest way to make your first $100,000 online this year starts with moving into a single bedroom?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, moving into a single bedroom, wearing the exact same clothes every day, and like completely refusing to eat at a restaurant for the next 2 years.
That sounds intense, to say the least.
Right. I mean, we are constantly drowning in all this get rich quick noise online. But today we're looking at the brutal, unglamorous reality of what it actually takes to build wealth.
It really is a stark contrast to those flashy lifestyle videos we see everywhere, you know?
Oh, totally. The ones with the sports cars and the private jets.
Exactly. I'm actually looking at my notes right now against the backdrop of this massive city skyline. And it's, well, it's a perfect visual for what we're talking about today.
Oh, so?
Because everyone wants the penthouse view. But very few people actually want to talk about digging the dirt for the foundation. And in a landscape that shifts as violently as the internet does today, if you don't dig deep, you're basically building on quicksand.
Okay, let's unpack this. Our mission for this deep dive is to cut through all that noise and give you, the listener, absolute clarity.
Because it's so easy to get overwhelmed right now.
Exactly. We've got a stack of incredible insights today from three heavy-hitting online entrepreneurs. We're looking at Danielle Hu, Alex Hormozi, and Dan Martell.
All brilliant minds in this space.
They really are. And our goal today is to help you avoid the overwhelm of a million different side hustles. We want to extract a practical, tiered roadmap for exactly where you are right now.
Because what we're going to discuss, it isn't just a basic list of, like, what to sell.
Right.
It is a fundamental look at how you need to restructure your time, your focus, and your expectations in a world that is now completely driven by AI. We really have to start with the dirt.
Exactly. Before we can talk about making money, we have to talk about how to stop wasting it. Both your actual cash and, your mental effort on dead-end ideas.
Oh, the mental effort is huge. Dan Martell has this concept he calls the trash bucket.
The trash bucket, I love that. It's great, right? These are the ideas that look like opportunities, but are actually just massive traps. And he has a brilliantly simple 3-question trash filter that you should run every single business idea through.
Okay, what are the 3 questions?
Question 1, is AI already replacing it?
Crucial in 2026.
Absolutely. Question 2, is the industry shrinking or becoming obsolete? And question 3, is it easier to lose money than it is to make it?
Wow. I mean, if you apply that filter, you realize the internet is just littered with a graveyard of fads.
Oh, completely.
Think about NFT flipping. The hike is entirely done. Or crypto trading. Unless you are some highly sophisticated algorithm front-running trades at the millisecond level, you are going to lose money.
Yeah, the retail trader is always at a disadvantage there.
Right. And multi-level marketing.
Yeah.
If you are paying out of pocket to recruit people rather than selling a tangible product that solves a real problem, you are the product.
That's a great way to put it. You are the product. And print on demand is utterly saturated. But the biggest trap of all seems to be the low-level freelance work.
Absolutely. Think about basic data entry or like low-level virtual assistant tasks on platforms like Fiverr. 5 years ago, that was a highly viable side hustle.
Yeah, people made good money doing that.
They did. But today, it goes straight into the trash bucket. AI does it instantly and for fractions of a penny.
So you literally can't compete.
No, if you try to compete in that space, you're fighting a brutal economic concept, which is the race to the bottom. You are lowering your prices to compete with a machine that works for free. There is zero long-term growth there.
Which brings us back to that brutal opening hook. Let's say you've run your ideas through the trash filter and you've dodged the scams.
Yeah.
Now you need a safety net.
Right, the foundation.
Alex Hormozi lays out a strategy for reaching your first $100,000, and he doesn't start with how to earn it, he starts with how to drastically, painfully cut your costs.
He advocates for extreme frugality. We are talking discount groceries only, driving a paid-off clunker.
No fancy cars.
None. And ideally, living with family or splitting a single bedroom with a roommate just to keep your rent at absolute rock bottom.
See, I have to push back on this on behalf of the listener.
Go for it.
Is splitting a single bedroom and blowing out a candle every night actually a realistic requirement for you to succeed? Or is Hormozi just using a dramatic metaphor for ruthless prioritization? I mean, it sounds miserable.
Well, this raises an important question about the psychology of wealth. Hormozi actually lived that way.
Wait, really?
Yeah, he was paying $300 or $400 a month in rent, even when his business was generating $20,000 a month.
That is wild.
It is. But the core principle here isn't necessarily about the physical candle or, torturing yourself. It is about eliminating survival panic.
Survival panic. What do you mean by that?
Well, he targets $100,000 in the bank because
Yeah.
that is the exact mathematical threshold where you stop doing mental math at the grocery store to see if your card will decline.
Oh, that makes sense.
Right, you stop waking up in a cold sweat about making rent. When you remove that primal fight-or-flight anxiety, you free up massive cognitive load.
Because your brain isn't focused on just staying alive.
Exactly. You can finally take calculated business risks because your literal survival is no longer on the line.
That reframes it perfectly. You plug the holes in your financial boat so you can actually focus on navigating.
Yeah.
But here is the next massive hurdle.
Time.
Yes. Let's say your costs are low. Where do you actually find the time to build this foundation when you are already completely exhausted from a standard 9-to-5 job?
Hormozi is incredibly pragmatic about this. He completely rejects the popular internet narrative that a 9-to-5 job kills your dreams.
Interesting, because everyone says you have to quit your job to be an entrepreneur.
Right, but he says the problem isn't the job, the problem is what you do with the 5 to 9.
The 5 to 9.
Yeah. If you work 8 hours and you sleep 8 hours, you still have 8 hours left. You have a solid 4-hour block, either before work or after work.
So no more Netflix.
Exactly. Instead of doom scrolling, that is your window. But to use it effectively, you must fundamentally understand the difference between operating as a manager and operating as a maker.
Wait, I struggle with this. If I only have a 4-hour window after my 9-to-5, my instinct is to immediately check emails, reply to messages, and handle small administrative tasks so I can, feel productive.
Yeah, that's a trap.
Are you saying that's actually killing my progress?
It is absolutely destroying your progress. That is a manager's schedule.
How so?
Managers need their calendars packed in 5-minute increments. They thrive on touch points, Slack messages, quick decisions, putting out fires. But when you are building something from scratch, you are a maker.
Then a maker needs something different.
A maker needs massive, blank, uninterrupted blocks of time to do deep work. Task switching is the absolute killer of maker time.
So no checking Instagram.
None. If you try to write a piece of code or script a video and then pause to answer an email, your productivity doesn't just dip, it drops to 0 because your brain has to entirely recalibrate.
So you really have to put the blinders on. You've carved out your 5 to 9 maker time. You are ignoring your phone. What are you actually doing?
You're learning a skill.
But not just passively watching YouTube tutorials, right?
Right. Hormozi takes the famous 10,000 hours rule and flips it entirely. He says it's not about 10,000 hours, it's about 10,000 iterations.
Iterations. Because an iteration implies a feedback loop.
Exactly. If you sit alone in a room for 10,000 hours doing the exact same thing wrong, you haven't learned anything, you've just reinforced a bad habit.
That makes total sense.
Learning, by his definition, is a demonstrable change in behavior. His specific method is highly analytical. You do a massive volume of work, say, making 100 cold sales calls or posting 100 short-form videos.
And then you just keep going.
No, then you stop. You analyze the top 10% of your results. You isolate exactly what the differences were in those top performers.
Like, did you speak faster?
Did you use a different hook?
Yeah.
And then you apply those specific tweaks to your next 100 repetitions.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Think about it like this. It's not about running mindlessly on a treadmill for 10,000 hours, sweating and getting nowhere.
Right.
It's about running a 100-meter sprint, sitting down to meticulously watch the tape, tweaking the angle of your footwork by just 2 degrees, and then running it again. It is incredibly deliberate.
Deliberate is the perfect word for it. It's the only way to genuinely acquire a high-income skill. You find what people are already paying money for, and you iterate until you are undeniably good at it. You let the market give you feedback.
Which brings us to the execution phase. We are moving out of the mindset dirt and into the structure. Dan Martell calls this the easy bucket.
The easy bucket.
Yeah, this is the tier where you can realistically make your first $5,000 to $10,000 a month in the next 30 to 60 days.
Which sounds amazing.
It does, but I have to ask, when we talk about AI chatbots and social media copywriting, is it actually easy? Because to someone listening, setting up AI for a business sounds like you need a computer science degree.
That's the beauty of it. You really don't. When Martell uses the word easy, he is referring to the barrier to entry, not the effort required.
Oh, I see.
The technical skills here are highly assisted by AI. When we say setting up AI chatbots, we don't mean you are writing Python code. You're using no-code platforms.
So like visual builders.
Exactly. These are essentially drag-and-drop software interfaces, where you simply upload a local business's FAQ page, their service menus, and their pricing right into the AI. The software then automatically handles, like, 80% of their customer service emails or website inquiries.
So you are basically bridging a tech gap. You are taking a tool that exists and applying it for a local plumber or a dentist who barely knows how to use their smartphone.
That is exactly it. Every small business owner is drowning in admin work and wants their time back.
They hate answering the phone.
They despise it.
Mm.
If you can automate their inbound calls or scheduling, they will happily pay you because you are immediately making their operation more profitable. You're selling them time.
Another massive opportunity in this easy bucket is UGC, user-generated content. Danielle Hugh strongly champions this.
UGC is so powerful right now.
It's fascinating because you don't even need your own audience. You don't need 1 million followers. Brands don't want polished $1 million ad campaigns anymore. They feel fake to consumer.
Right, people just scroll right past them.
They want a regular person shooting a genuine, slightly unpolished short-form video on their phone demonstrating a product in their actual kitchen or living room. The brand then pays you for that video and runs it as an ad on their own channels.
It completely democratizes content creation. You just need a phone, decent lighting, and the ability to clearly demonstrate value.
That's it.
But whether you choose UGC or AI chatbots or copywriting, Hugh emphasizes what she calls the rule of ones for anyone starting from scratch.
The rule of ones.
One skill, one platform, one offer. If you try to chase 2 rabbits, you won't catch either.
And the secret sauce across all these sources is this. You must sell specific outcomes. Nobody wants to buy a vague consulting package on how to use AI.
Definitely not.
They want to buy a result. They want to hear, I will set up an AI receptionist that saves your clinic 10 hours of phone time a week.
Exactly.
You combine that highly specific outcome with Martel's absolute mandate of 1 daily outreach, which means directly pitching 1 potential client every single day without fail, and that is your mathematical formula for the easy bucket.
It really is a numbers game at that point.
So what does this all mean for you listening? The great irony of the easy bucket is that it completely shatters the internet myth of passive income on a beach.
Oh, absolutely.
It requires highly active, highly specific daily service delivery. It is rolling up your sleeves and getting to work.
But here's the wall you hit with the easy bucket. There are only 24 hours in a day.
Right.
If you are entirely trading your active time for cash, you physically cannot scale past that $10,000 a month mark without completely burning out.
You just run out of hours.
You do. To break that ceiling, your entire identity has to shift. You have to evolve from being a task doer to what Markel calls the medium bucket.
This is the $10,000 to $50,000 a month range. And the key psychological shift here is moving away from charging for one-off tasks and moving toward outcome-based monthly retainers.
Let's break down how that actually looks.
Please.
You stop being a freelancer who says, I charge $50 an hour to edit short-form videos, and you become a partner who says, I charge $3,000 a month to manage, automate, and grow your entire LinkedIn lead generation presence using AI systems.
So you stop selling your hours and you start taking ownership of a business outcome.
Precisely.
Martel shares a fantastic anecdote about this. He had a guy on his media team named Sam. Sam didn't just sit around asking for a list of video editing tasks to complete.
What do you do?
He took total ownership of the overall goal, which was growing Martel's media presence and driving revenue. He orchestrated the whole system.
That's the mindset shift.
And because he delivered the final massive outcome, Martel ended up buying him his dream car, a Porsche GT4. Yeah, you don't get a Porsche for checking boxes on a to-do list. You get it for taking responsibility for revenue and growth.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, this transition from the easy bucket to the medium bucket is an evolution of your identity.
Yeah.
You become an architect of stability.
Architect of stability. I like that.
Danielle Hugh echoes this scaling concept perfectly with her strategy of stacking income streams. She doesn't just rely on one active service. She blends that active outcome-based work with passive assets.
Right. She builds an ecosystem. So she might have digital products, short, highly focused online courses, private coaching, and affiliate marketing all running simultaneously.
And she is very clear about the state of affiliate marketing in 2026.
Oh, yeah.
The days of lazy linking are dead.
Yeah.
You cannot just spam Amazon links on Twitter or paste them in a YouTube description and expect a check.
People see right through it.
They do. It requires deep, genuine trust. You have to actually use the product and show exactly how it solves a specific problem in your real life.
Mm.
The audience has to believe that you would use the tool even if you weren't getting paid for it.
Hughes shared a deeply personal anecdote about why this stacking is so critical. When she took maternity leave, she obviously couldn't be actively grinding on camera or doing daily outreach.
Of course not.
But because she had stacked these income streams, the evergreen courses, the trusted affiliate links, the digital products, her business fully supported her through that entire season of life without a dip in revenue.
That is incredible.
That is the true power of the Medium bucket. It buys you your life back.
It creates a buffer. But what if you want more than a comfortable life in a buffer?
What if you want the penthouse?
Exactly. What if you, the listener, want to build serious generational wealth? What if you want to build an empire? That takes us to the final tier, the hard bucket.
The hard bucket is where we start talking of millions of dollars and a time horizon of 2 to 10 years.
It's a long game.
Very long. This is no longer about income. This is about building actual equity. Examples here include building your own proprietary AI software products, or taking those internal AI system prompts that you've perfected in your own business, packaging them up, and licensing them as intellectual property to massive corporations.
Let's pause and explain how licensing actually works, because it sounds intimidating.
It really does.
Imagine you've spent 2 years figuring out the exact sequence of AI prompts needed to write high-converting email sequences for real estate agents.
Okay, I'm with you.
Instead of starting an agency and doing the work for them, you take that playbook, that exact sequence of prompts and standard operating procedures, and you sell the rights to use it to a massive national real estate brokerage for a huge licensing fee.
So you are selling the blueprint, not the labor.
Exactly.
One of my absolute favorite examples of the hard bucket from Martel involves buying boring small businesses.
Oh, I love this one.
He has a friend named Jason who bought a completely unglamorous, old-school campground. It was operating like it was stuck in the 1980s. Paper ledgers, manual bookings, inefficient staff scheduling.
A nightmare.
Total nightmare. But Jason didn't reinvent the concept of camping. He just overlaid modern AI automation onto a legacy business.
He put in AI-powered booking software. He automated the customer service queries. He used predictive AI for maintenance scheduling. He reduced the operational drag by 50% without sacrificing the customer experience.
And what happens when you do that? That boring campground turned into an absolute cash printing machine.
Because the physical asset was vastly undervalued due to human inefficiency.
Let's explain that a bit more.
Let's define enterprise value practically. Enterprise value is what a business is worth if you were to sell it today. A business that relies entirely on a stressed-out owner working 80 hours a week has a low enterprise value.
Nobody wants to buy a full-time job.
Yeah.
Exactly. But a business that runs on smooth, automated AI systems while the owner sleeps has a massive enterprise value. When Jason solved that human inefficiency with systems, the value of the campground skyrocketed.
But this tier comes with the ultimate threat to your success. Martel warns that the absolute killer of empires is shiny object syndrome.
It's so dangerous.
It is, and I want to directly challenge you on this if you're listening right now. If you are the kind of person who listens to deep dives like this, your greatest strength is your curiosity. You love discovering new things.
Which is usually a good thing.
Usually, yes. But right here, in the hard bucket, these sources are warning you that your curiosity might actually be your downfall.
It's a painful truth.
Yeah.
If you keep switching buckets every time you get bored or every time you hit a plateau, you will never see the compound interest of your efforts.
What's fascinating here is that the hard bucket isn't named that because it requires harder physical labor. It doesn't mean you are working 20-hour days. No, it requires harder thinking. It requires leadership, systemic design, and above all, psychological endurance. Martel says you have to commit to 1,000 days of absolute, unbroken focus on one single path.
1,000 days. That is almost 3 years.
You have to survive what he calls the flat first year. This is the period known as hockey stick growth. Imagine a graph. For the first year, the line of your progress is completely flat.
You're just putting in the work.
You are putting in massive effort, iterating your skills, building systems, and seeing zero visible financial return. The temptation to quit is overwhelming, but if you endure, Eventually, that line hits an inflection point and shoots straight up like the blade of a hockey stick.
And to force yourself to survive that flat line, Martel recommends building your business in public, documenting your journey on social media, sharing your failures and your wins, so the internet holds your feet to the fire. You create your own accountability.
It is the ultimate test of endurance.
So let's bring this all together for you. We have covered a massive amount of ground today, from the dirt foundation to the penthouse.
Yeah.
The journey is clear.
First, run your ideas through the trash bucket filter so you aren't fighting a losing battle against free AI.
Second, ruthlessly cut costs to eliminate survival panic and reclaim your maker time in the 5 to 9 window.
Third, use the rule of ones to master a single, highly specific outcome in the easy bucket.
Fourth, shift your identity to an architect of stability by stacking your streams in the medium bucket.
And finally, when you are ready to build the empire, commit for 1,000 days.
And we really want to reiterate, this roadmap is not meant to overwhelm you. If you are listening on your commute or at the gym right now, you do not need to do all of this tomorrow.
Please don't try to.
The objective is to identify exactly which bucket you are standing in right now, today, and give yourself radical permission to ignore absolutely everything else. If you are in the easy bucket, do not waste a second worrying about licensing AI software or buying campgrounds.
Just get your first client.
Focus entirely on the blueprint for the floor you are currently building. But before we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought to mull over.
Okay, let's hear it.
We've talked so much today about AI replacing data entry, AI automating campgrounds, AI no-code chatbots. Both Danielle Hu and Dan Martel heavily feature AI as the undeniable engine of modern wealth.
It's unavoidable.
Yet, if you look closely at what they say actually generates the highest levels of success, authentic UGC content, trusted personal brands, private paid communities, it all relies on deep, genuine human trust.
What's fascinating here is the ultimate paradox of 2026. As AI rapidly takes over the mechanical doing of tasks, the economic value of mechanical output approaches zero.
Exactly.
Which means that in the near future, your most valuable asset won't be your technical skills. It won't be your ability to write code or format a spreadsheet or edit a basic video. It will be your taste. It will be your empathy. It will be your inherent humanity and your ability to orchestrate outcomes that make other people feel seen and understood.
AI can pour the concrete faster than we ever could, but it still takes a human to know what makes a house feel like a home. So as you look at your own blueprint and as you build your income stream this year, ask yourself, what is the one deeply human trait you possess that no AI can ever automate?